What about the performance itself? Have you watched that back?
I haven't watched it back, no.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most hilarious moments in sports that captured the public consciousness over the last 10 years.
Well, it's a beautiful art. Look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very special.
Number 20, the Phillie Phanatic's antics. The 2020 season looked very different for Major League Baseball and every other sport thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. With no fans in attendance, many teams instead opted to fill their stands with cardboard cutouts of season ticket holders and famous faces.
Fanatic ordered some pizza, John. Season's pizza delivered to the Phillie Fanatic.
Enter the Phillie Fanatic. The fuzzy green bird had no actual humans to play off of, so he had to make his own entertainment. This included ordering pizza, which he wasn't able to pay for, and attempting to share it with the two-dimensional people in the seats.
I ain't got no pockets, Tom. He's half naked.
We got one. He's passing it out to some of the fans. Nobody's hungry.
I mean, if you don't wear pants, where are you going to put your wallet?
No doubt he was extremely relieved when at least some fans were allowed in the following season. Number 19, Pummel Horse Superman. America fell in love with Steven Nedorozic, aka Pummel Horse Guy, during the 2024 Olympics.
Did you know how much attention you were getting? Because people were talking about your glasses and they were talking about you falling asleep and stuff before the thing. Did you know any of this that was happening while you were competing or no?
Not while I was competing, but I learned shortly after.
He captured everyone's attention before he even performed his routine as he sat on the sidelines for hours waiting for his event, sporting his distinctive black glasses and zen attitude. When his turn finally came, he took off his glasses, hopped onto the horse, and swung his body around like he was born for it. The removal of the glasses combined with the near-perfect performance immediately drew comparisons to Clark Kent's transformation into Superman. We'd say the comparison was deserved.
There's been memes of you all over the internet now
Yeah.
after that win. People are loving you, me included, but here's one. That's, people are calling you Clark Kent of the pommel horse.
Number 18, mustard on the bench. NHL fans know that hockey players are a different breed. After all, is there any other sport where you might glance over at the bench and see a player inhaling a single packet of mustard? Winnipeg Jets player Mark Letestu went viral during a 2019 preseason game when the camera caught him doing just that. The internet was disgusted but also intrigued. When asked about the unconventional snack, Letestu said it helps with cramping and it works better than pickle juice or any other standard remedy. He might be right since he's not the only hockey player spotted chugging the condiment on the sideline. Number 17, J.R. Smith tries to dribble out the clock. Ah, the sweet taste of victory, knowing your team can just hang on to the ball and let time run out. But that doesn't exactly work when the score is tied. In 2018, the Cavaliers faced the Warriors in Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
James drives past Curry, gets inside, and throws it down. A 2-point game, 44 for James.
With less than 5 seconds to go and the Cavs down 1 point, George Hill stepped up to the free throw line. He made the first shot but missed the second, and J.R. Smith came down with the rebound. Instead of going for an easy hook or passing the ball to LeBron or calling timeout, he dribbled out to midcourt.
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked. And we'll go to overtime. You get the feeling J.R. Smith thought they had the lead.
Everyone immediately assumed he had thought the Cavs were actually ahead. Smith later denied it, but no one really believed him. Number 16, escalator escapade gone wrong. Lots of people make foolish decisions after having a few at the pub, but most of them probably don't regret their choices as much as Freddie Andrews. He went viral back in 2017 after his friends videoed him sliding down the metal divider between two escalators in the London Underground. It did not go well. Andrews, who for some reason was dressed in a complete soccer uniform, had just been watching the World Darts Championship. He later told British News that he'd had about 10 pints prior to the stunt. His friends posted the video to social media where it racked up over 10 million views in just a few days. That's an unfortunate way to get famous. Number 15, fan loses 2 meals in 1 game. This guy really wanted to catch a foul ball. After this 2019 game between the Dodgers and the Giants, the clip was replayed on MLB Network roughly a bazillion times.
What? Oh, no! Oh, yeah! Forget about the $90 fries. Are you kidding me?
When a foul ball heads his way, the Dodgers fan leaps forward to catch it, flinging his hot dog and french fries all over the seats in the process. The triumphant look on his face seems to say that it was worth it, but apparently one souvenir wasn't enough. Just 1 inning later, another foul comes his direction.
What?
That's the same guy.
And the same...
He goes, really? Serious business.
And the
I
same
brought my
guy.
white- It's the same guy.
Same guy's ticked off.
This time, when he dives for it, he loses a slice of pizza, which lands right in the lap of the woman in front of him. Maybe next time he should eat before the game. Number 14, Mascot's birthday blunder. We didn't know sports mascots even had birthdays, but apparently they do. And this is how Miami Heat mascot Bernie celebrated his in 2018.
It's Bernie's birthday!
It started as a joyous day. Bernie, the Heat's lovable mascot, celebrating his birthday.
He wanted to set a world record for mascot jumping, but it didn't quite work out the way he hoped. He attempts a front flip over a lineup of other mascots and lands squarely on the last three. It's hard to say who gets the worst of it. Doc McStuffins, Fun Ship Freddy, or Stanley C. Panther.
Taking the brunt of the pain, Panthers mascot Stanley C. Panther.
Perhaps the better question is why they agreed to this in the first place. Number 13, the casual sharpshooter. They say no one remembers who came in second, but tell that to Yusuf Dikeç. Better known as the Turkish sharpshooter with the incredibly casual stance, he earned a silver medal while accidentally creating internet gold. While other shooters were decked out in fancy eyewear and elaborate protective gear, Dikeç stepped up to the plate with just some earplugs. With one hand in his pocket, he looked like the coolest cat in the club. Other athletes started mimicking Dikeç's pose in their celebrations. The moment inspired some fantastic memes and had the Twitterati calling him the real John Wick. Number 12, twice the bad luck. We thought cricket was a no-contact sport. During the Australian Big Bash League's 2019 season, English cricketer Liam Livingstone had one very memorable turn. In a match against the Melbourne Renegades, the bowler manages to nail him in the groin not once, but twice.
Oh, no!
Best of all, Livingston is mic'd up so we get to hear every groan of agony. Even the announcers are having a hard time keeping it together. At least Livingston's team, the Perth Scorchers, won the match. Fortunately, he suffered no permanent damage, though he did take another low blow almost exactly a year later.
Oh, no!
Oh no! Well, it's a real characteristic of Liam Livingstone's game.
Number 11, Stanley Cup gets delivered to the wrong house.
The person opened the trunk and I saw the case. I recognized it because we watched the final games.
Unlike the NFL's Lombardi Trophy, there's only one Stanley Cup, and it's well over 100 years old. A long-standing tradition dictates that when a team wins the championship, each player gets to keep the cup for one day. However, after the Colorado Avalanche won in 2022, the cup made an unscheduled stop on its way to the home of team captain Gabriel Landeskog. Just a few days after the final game, Denver resident Kit Karbler and his husband Dmitry Rudenko were surprised to see a large delivery truck pull into their driveway. The Cup chaperones quickly realized they were at the wrong address, but they were kind enough to let Karbler and Rudenko spend a few minutes with the priceless trophy.
I wasn't thinking of myself there. I was absorbed in the moment.
But what a moment it was to be an accidental part of the Stanley Cup celebration.
Number 10, down goes Anderson. This ordinary baseball game between the Guardians and the White Sox turned into a no-holds-barred brawl, and the Cleveland radio broadcaster didn't miss a beat.
Ramirez on his way to second. Head first slide. Safe and in to score is Jimenez.
Guardians player Jose Ramirez slides into the base, then immediately gets into second baseman Tim Anderson's face. In response, Anderson throws down his glove and puts up his dukes. Radio play-by-play caller Tom Hamilton switches from baseball to boxing commentary without a hitch.
Anderson squared off. Hosey decked him.
The bench is clear, and after all said and done, 6 people were ejected, including the original combatants and both teams' managers. Anyone who says baseball is boring has clearly never seen a game like this. Number 9, dog joins a soccer match and gives a press conference. A 2017 game between Argentinian teams San Lorenzo and Arsenal de Sarandí was interrupted by a very enthusiastic fan. As San Lorenzo lines up for a free kick, a small dog dashes onto the field and goes after the ball. This playful pup is clearly having the time of his life, unlike the poor cat who got caught on the field during a Cowboys-Giants game in 2019. It takes a lot of people to finally get the dog off the field, but that's not the end of his moment in the spotlight. After the game, a reporter interviews the dog, who doesn't have much to say, but does think that microphone looks pretty tasty. Number 8, Mite of the Night and his pet tarantula. Now that's how you do a post-game interview. This 8-year-old youth hockey league player, also known as a Mite, put up an incredible performance during intermission at a 2019 Capitals game.
That's a second goal for Jackson Friedlander.
Jackson Friedlander scored 2 goals and won over the crowd when he sat down with reporter Sandra Dragonoiu after the fact. Jackson shared his hockey philosophy, shouted out his parents, and discussed the eating habits of his pet tarantula, Michael.
Now I gotta know, who's your favorite Caps player? It's Ovechkin, and always I have a tarantula named Michael. He's a curly hair. He just had 2 crickets on Monday, 1 on Sunday. He has a big appetite.
The endearing interview made him an overnight star and was even picked up by national news. Pretty impressive for a player who describes himself as shy.
I'm like seriously excited. I'm kind of shy, but mostly excited and courageous.
Number 7. Eagles fan blasts the team in his obituary. Jeffrey Regal was a diehard Eagles fan, pun intended. He was known among his friends and family for his legendary sense of humor, and it carried on even after he was gone. Regal passed away from cancer in August 2017, just a few months after watching his team miss the playoffs for the 3rd year in a row. He used his own obituary to take a final parting shot at the Birds. It noted that he requested to have 8 Philadelphia Eagles as pallbearers so the Eagles can let him down one last time. He couldn't have known that the Birds would win their first Super Bowl the following season, but we like to think he was cheering them on from heaven. Number 6. Everybody loves Gritty. The Philadelphia Flyers went without a mascot for decades.
On September 24th, after 5 months of planning, Gritty was born.
It's Gritty! Everybody say Gritty!
When they finally introduced Gritty for the 2018 season, the internet's reaction was intense. Some commentators found him terrifying, others thought he was hilarious, and still others were just confused. What exactly is this furry orange monster supposed to be anyway?
The story is forced out of a hermit-like existence at the Wells Fargo Center because there's construction going on. Oh. And now a feverish Flyers fan, a little bit loyal but mischievous, with a penchant for eating snow from the Zamboni.
Gritty's antics just added fuel to the fire. He was hostile, he was combative, he played by nobody's rules but his own. He stole the spotlight and made news all over the country. Suddenly, people who had zero interest in hockey were paying attention. He won the hearts and minds of Americans, except of course Penguins fans. Number 5. Mike Tyson's Full Moon. The 2024 boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was hyped for months, although the fight itself ended up being a bit of a letdown.
Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake
The pre-fight shenanigans, on the other hand, were extremely entertaining. After Paul taunted Tyson at the weigh-in, Tyson slapped the YouTuber in the face. But our favorite moment was Tyson's locker room interview just before the fight. After he finished talking to reporters, the former undisputed heavyweight champ flashed a little more skin than he intended to.
What's your prediction?
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Love you.
Love you too.
It's hard to know whether it was intentional on the part of the cameraman, but Netflix had no shame in plastering the video all over social media. Number 4. A comedy of errors. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong on this play. Rockies player Carlos Gonzalez hits a fly ball which bounces off the glove of Red center fielder Billy Hamilton.
Off the end of the back, still drives it a long way, but it'll be right. Oh, boy.
He and another Red stumble over each other as they chase after the ball, then toss it to infielder Scooter Gennett. Meanwhile, Gonzalez falls down while running, giving the Reds another chance to get the out. However, Gennett drops the ball, leaving Gonzalez safe at second base. The fans, unsurprisingly, are not impressed.
It's a rare misplay and centered by Billy Hamilton. You never see that.
The tweet from baseball analyst Dylan Anderson sums it up best. Everyone forgot how to baseball. Number 3. Tennessee fans take the goalposts out on the town. You could say one thing about college football fans. They're enthusiastic. In 2022, after the Volunteers beat Alabama in a nail-biter, the fans decided to take a little souvenir. A sea of orange stormed the field and the goalposts came down.
Vols defeated Crimson Tide after 16 years, so they tore down the goalposts and paraded them through Knoxville streets.
In an impressive display of coordination, they get the posts out the doors and onto the street. From there, they stop at several bars with their giant keepsakes before tossing them into the Tennessee River. And this wasn't the only time a Tennessee team took down the goalposts after beating Bama. In 2024, Vanderbilt knocked off the #1 ranked Crimson Tide. Fans stole the goalposts and marched them 2 miles to the Cumberland River, where they were dumped into a watery grave.
They picked it up, carried it down Broadway, and tossed it in the Cumberland River.
Number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo statue. This Portuguese footballer is as big as they come in the world of pro soccer. After he helped his home country win the European Championship in 2016, the government decided to give him a unique honor.
It's been the subject of endless mockery since its unveiling at Madeira Airport more than a year ago.
They renamed the Madeira Airport to Aeroporto Cristiano Ronaldo and commemorated the occasion with a bronze bust of the star. Unfortunately, it didn't quite do Ronaldo justice and the internet had a field day with it. Ronaldo himself was too classy to respond to the mockery. Former Miami Heat player Dwayne Wade suffered a similar fate in 2024. The team erected a statue of him outside its arena, and the reactions were mixed at best.
It's a great honor, but they got to take that thing down.
No, it was animated.
No, not animated.
If you made an animated face and then they made a bronze statue.
If you made an ugly statue, that's what it would look like. That thing's awful.
It's not awful.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ray gun. If you were on the internet at all in the summer of 2024, you know exactly who we're talking about. Breakdancing made its debut on the Olympic stage, and no competitor got more attention than Rachel Gunn.
It's been a pretty wild ride, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely have my ups and downs, my good and bad days, but it has been honestly so amazing to see the positive response to my performance.
Her bizarre performance had spectators and judges scratching their heads, and the late-night hosts had a field day with it. While some of her fellow breakdancers were quick to distance themselves from her, the Australian Olympic Committee stood behind Ray Gunn. No matter what your opinions of her are, she delivered some incredibly meme-worthy moves at one of the most memorable Olympics in history.
I'm still processing it, to be honest. Like, it's still so wild and crazy.
Which of these viral sports moments cracked you up? Let us know in the comments below.
It's great to meet you, man. I'm like your #1 fan. Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm Matt Damon.
We bought a zoo.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.